Government has made changes to the draft GST laws. Model GST, IGST, compensation laws have been made public. The government is set to use FY17 as the base year for revenue projection, and there's lots more details coming out, and we have 18 hours. Gaurang Sinha joining us live from New Delhi, and he's been the one getting us all these latest developments on the draft GST being revised. That is the big breaking story right here on ET Now. Gaurang, if you can hear me, tell us what is the latest that you're picking up.
Well, at this point, what we learn is that, you've got all of these three major laws which are expected to be taken up in Parliament in this current winter session. These three laws are basically the model GST, which is from which, of course, the central and the state GST laws come. You've got the integrated GST laws, which essentially govern the transfer of goods and services between multiple states. And then you've got the compensation law, which really governs how all of the compensation, which is calculated and collected, is going to then be devolved to the states. Now, a few highlights to really note. One, of course, is with regard to compensation. The compensation will be computed by assuming a 14% rate of growth across states. This compensation will be paid out to the states every quarter. So these are, of course, some of the key demands which had come in from the states, which have found their way into the laws. As far as the central GST law is concerned, a lot of measures really have been brought in after consultations with the industry to really ease business. You've got a new anti-profiteering clause as well. That's something which has been a key demand. And then you've got the IGST laws as well, which have clarified a lot of provisions of the laws as well. Now, just to remind viewers, the next meeting of the GST Council, in fact, is on the 2nd and 3rd of December, and that's really when these laws would then be taken up and finally approved by the GST Council, if, of course, everybody's on board. Apart from that, you've got the tough question of dual control. That's not been addressed fully in these laws, but that is, of course, something which will have to be clarified before these laws actually go to Parliament. Now, what we learned from a government official, in fact, is that the laws will then go to Parliament immediately after they are introduced and approved by the GST Council, and then they will go to Parliament possibly in between the 5th and the 10th of December. So this is, of course, the timeline which the government is working in, bringing out all of these laws to get feedback from the public before they can go to the GST Council on the 2nd and 3rd of December, and after that, of course, introduce them in this winter session of Parliament.